Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to lesson 6 of the ultimate tutorial for Scum in 2023. And yes, today we're going to focus on base defenses. But before we get started, there are two builds that you can focus on. Of course, you can grind out any skills that you want to grind out. But we're going to call this character a defense, okay? We're going to call this character a defensive character. So if we just give him normal stats with body hair, we go next, okay? We just give him a hairstyle. Doesn't really matter which one. It's fine. Now, this is where the defensive build comes into play. Okay, the skills that you take in strength doesn't really matter. You can level up all of them quite easily. We usually go with melee weapons. Okay, just out of, I mean, rifles, handguns, and archery can be upgraded quite easily. Running is a great skill if you're going to use cars a lot. But if you feel you're going to run around a lot and you don't like drinking and eating a lot, then endurance is going to be a good skill. But this is where the defensive skills comes in. Now, thievery is much more of an attacking skill. In other words, you are going to go to cargo drops, which you don't actually need thievery for cargo drops, but you are going to do abandoned bunkers to get weaponry, to attack bases or raid bases. You're going to get thievery to do the power plant, to raid bases. Okay? So there's a lot of attacking, aggressive abilities with thievery. But when we go to demolition, there's a lot of defensive. It's got some attacking capabilities like defusing suicide puppets, and cutting the wires in a kill box. But demolition is way more of a defensive tool, and I will show you why. Okay, and then again, if you want to go defensive, then engineering becomes very, very, very important. Of course, medical is extremely important. But again, if you're not really wanting to get into action a lot and you want to take the defensive route, then this is the build that you're going for, okay? Like I say, yeah, the strength and the constitution skills don't really matter. But when it comes to dexterity and intelligence, these two skills do matter. So let's move on. Okay, we are back. So, why do I say demolition and engineering is defensive skills? Now, if we go and look at our crafting menu, okay, we will see we can't craft a lot of attacking gear, but we can craft a lot of defensive gear from the start. A motion sensor. We can craft a laser detonator. We can craft a pipe bomb. We can craft a pressure cooker bomb. We can craft a cartridge trap. We can craft ammo. We can craft improvised claymore. We can craft C4. We can craft a grenade launcher, which is quite useful in defending your base. Okay? We can craft a battery charger, but very, very importantly, we can craft enforced locks right from the start, okay? And we can craft the biggest lock protection, which again is defensive capabilities, okay? And we can, of course, craft the largest battery charger. But right from the start, we can craft the best locks. We can craft the best lock protection, okay? And we can craft the best explosive equipment to defend our base right from the start. So every time we find a grenade, okay, we can craft improvised claymore. And because of the demolition skill, we can defuse suicide puppets, and then we can get C4 parts at various places and craft C4. Although with C4, it's more of an attacking item. But I mean, a pressure cooker bomb isn't too difficult, okay? A pipe bomb is not too difficult. And then, of course, you're going to need the blast capsule. And the blast capsule basically just takes 2 scrap metal, gunpowder, and a toolbox, which isn't difficult at all, okay? And we can craft a lot of improvised mines. All of this equipment is quite easy except for the pen, which you can get easily at certain places, okay? So that's why I say your demolition skill is very, very defensive. And when it comes to the building, you can build everything immediately. Okay? Except for the advanced fortifications, but that's more for an asset. Okay? Again, you can craft silent alarms, which doesn't really need a skill. But you can craft everything immediately. Now, why is that important? Because upgrading your walls is very, very important, okay? So if we go look at an outer wall, if we go look at the door, from day one, if I just draw off the flag here quickly, okay, from day one, you will be able to upgrade your doors to the max from day one. Okay, upgrade, upgrade, upgrade. Okay, so here you can put 3 die locks on. You can put 3 enforced locks on. You can put 2 major zappers on. And you can put a BCU lock on, which you can power, and then they're going to need to kill you to get inside. So you can have maximum defensive capabilities for your base. So if you want them to waste as much time as possible, you put 3 die locks on. If you want them to be zapped and make sure that only really, really good lock pickers can get in here, you put 3 enforced locks on, 2 maximum zappers, and a BCU lock. So that even if they can lockpick, they still can't get in without your BCU unit. Okay? Which makes it impossible for them to raid you offline unless they use explosives. So now you're forcing them to use explosives. Okay, let's talk about base upgrades, guys. I just want you guys to think for yourself. What is better? This kind of base defense, which is 1, 2, 3, 4 walls, 4 wooden walls, or this, or this, or this, okay? That's 4 wooden walls, that's 1 metal wall, that's a brick wall, that's a cement wall. And what is better? This 1, 2, 3 doors so that a lockpicker has to do more effort, or 1 door, okay? Now let's just look at if the person doesn't want a lockpick, what can 2 magazines, just 2 M82 magazines do to wooden walls? Okay, that was two 20 BMG rounds. Okay, that went through 1 wall and it went halfway through the other wall. Okay, so someone can get through this, can get through 4 walls with just M82 ammo. Okay, now let's see what it does to this wall. That's 4, this is 1. Not even a third. Not even a third. Okay? 20 shots, not even a third. So it will take about 40 shots to get through all those walls. It will take 40 shots just to get through this one wall. Yeah, roughly 40 shots. Okay? Let's take the next one. We'll take a heck of a lot more. We'll take a heck of a lot more. Okay? Now let's check the last one. Okay. So, one thing that you guys should have realized is that an M82 round does quite a lot of damage. Okay? How much damage? Well, let's see if we can fire one shot here. Okay? That is 18 damage. Okay? So you can take 18 divided by the health, and then you know how many M82 shots you're going to take to go through this wall. So a wooden wall only has 225 health, depending on how long you build the wall. All these walls are 3 meters. 3-meter walls are a lot better to build your base with. This one has now getting to metal isn't that difficult. Okay, really isn't that difficult. But it has 4 times, more than 4 times, 5 times the amount of health. Okay? This almost has 10 times the amount of health. And this is just as good as 10 wooden walls. But what you have to ask yourself is what kind of explosives, what kind of weapons do raiders use to get into your base? Now, on official servers, pipe bombs are quite easy. On my servers, pipe bombs aren't that easy because I removed the capability to just buy the items that you need for pipe bombs, okay? But pipe bombs are quite broken. That's why you guys will see that on official servers, people basically are just using assets because they know it's a waste of time to build a base because you can buy all the materials to make pipe bombs, okay, at the traders, but not on my servers. So on my servers, it's a lot more difficult to do that. But I mean, that's just how we adapt. We see something is broken, and then, you know, we create rules and we change the traders for that. That just comes with experience. But at the end of the day, a person can still find a TNT. Okay. So let's see what's the best tool against the TNT. And of course, we're going to need a lighter. Okay. So we're going to place the TNT right here. Okay, we're going to place the TNT here. And then we're going to say ignite. And then we're going to hide. Okay. So clearly a TNT can go through a door quite easily. Except if you've upgraded the door. You're going to need 3 TNTs to get through this door. So, is it worth putting a BCU lock on this door? Not really. There's too many ways that the raider can get through the door unless you upgrade, okay? Unless you upgrade the items. Why is that not the majority way that people are going to raid? Because we have rocket launchers. We have rocket launchers. So, doesn't matter what you have on that door. If the raider wants to come in, he can either look for a weak spot in your wall, or he can look for a weak spot in your door. So you guys see that blast radius? Okay. So that was gone, and this here took some damage. So the door's gone. But if we upgrade, it's not gone. Okay, that door still got 1,638 health out of 2,000. The walls still got health. So clearly, if I have to take percentage-wise, for me personally, if we're looking at the walls, okay, I still feel the brick is the best upgrade because I feel it has the highest jump, okay? But let's just calculate it quickly amongst ourselves to see effort-wise, okay, which one is the best. So we're going to put a 3 meter wooden one, okay? Then we're going to make a 3 meter just the first upgrade. Okay. And then we're going to go to the metal. And then we're going to go to the brick. All the same distances. And it's these numbers that really matter to me because this is very, very important when looking at your base design, especially as a solo player, because this takes a lot of work, okay? So we've got 225 here, okay, which is not going to stop a rocket launcher. We've got 675, which is not going to stop a rocket. We've got 1,025, which is just going to stop a rocket, because this one has got 35 health left. So a rocket clearly does 1,090 damage. But still, if we put a C4 on here, it's going to be gone, okay? Where this can withstand a C4, and this can withstand a C4 as well, okay? So let's just quickly look at the percentages, because I definitely feel the brick wins. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, if we're looking at value, then your first upgrade is definitely your biggest value because you get a 300% increase. But it still doesn't safeguard someone going through this wall immediately. But from 225 to 675 is a 300% increase, okay, in hit points. Then when we go from 675 to 125, it's about a 60% increase, okay, 60 to 70% increase. And then we go from 1,125 to 1,800. It's again about a 60% increase. So from the wood to this is your biggest is the biggest difference. You're getting 3 wooden walls from your first upgrade. Then the difference from here to metal is the same, from metal to brick is the same, and from brick to concrete is less. Okay? It's way less than from metal to brick. But there's a very, very big difference, except for explosives being able to go through it. Okay? I'm going to show you one of those differences. You guys can clearly see a difference here, right? Looks like they've changed it. Looks like they've changed it. A lot of changes happening. A lot of changes happening. But let's see how much they've changed it. Interesting. Okay. Well, it looks like they've changed it, guys. A lot of changes. Nothing going through. And of course, must be careful when you fire these rounds, eh? I'm sure you guys have seen this design everywhere, right? Now let's go back to the M16. And I'm going to upgrade this. I'm going to upgrade it to metal. Okay? You guys see that? That's why I wanted to show you this. Now they're still making a ton of changes. Okay? They're still making a ton of changes. But if you want to use this as defense, it's not a very, very good idea. Okay? Again, we're using normal ammo. They've definitely improved this. They have definitely improved that. So, what if you do this? What do you want to use? You want to at least upgrade it once. I'm very impressed. There are changes happening in the background. that we are not aware of. So yes, if you don't want people to shoot you through this, then you have to upgrade it at least once. But let's see if we put armor piercing in quickly. Okay, AK with armor piercing. Does make a difference. Impressive. Impressive. Armor piercing doesn't matter there. Okay, guys, so they've improved quite a lot of things in the game. Again, just something that I'd like you guys to think about, okay? And then again, if you're building a high base, you have to consider every element of your base and the amount of resources that you're using. So please, next time you think about a big base, consider how many people are you trying to protect? How many vehicles are you trying to protect? What are you trying to protect? Okay? Because personally, the smaller you go, the less resources it will take to defend your base. And what I mean by that is, for a solo player, this is not a bad start at all. You can put a wardrobe in here. Okay, you can put a few wardrobes in here. You can put a bed in here. Okay, another wardrobe. You can put quite a lot in there, guys, and upgrading this doesn't take too much. And here we go, ladies and gentlemen. If you guys wanted to know what kind of base I would build, if I didn't want to get raided or I was very, very protective over my loot, this is the base that I would build. Okay? Concrete entrance. Three enforced locks or die locks. Okay? BCU lock, definitely. Same on this one. Okay, so it's 2 concrete layers. I can put more wardrobes and stuff inside here. And no one can jump into the base because I've got a 2-meter gap between my walls. Okay? With a 2-meter gap, no one can jump in to the base. They'll die if they try and jump into the base. Okay? Can't come in from the top. And they have got 2,000, 4,000. They've got about 7,000 HP to get through. But for me to get this base to this level won't take me forever. This will not be a ton of work. And then I can focus on traps and techniques and other ways to protect my loot. Like I can put the garage next door, okay, with the same design. I can put my farm behind the base. But the level of protection that I give it is how important it is to me. Okay? But for the main loot, this is what I would go for. And you can always change this design to a 2. Okay? Not a 1 by 1, a 2 by 1. Okay? So one way that you can go this way. And just off center it a little bit. Just remember 2-meter gaps between the walls. Make sure that no one can fall in and no one can get in from here. Okay? Absolutely impossible for someone to get in here. But we can try. Like I say, nearly impossible to get in here. Okay. If you guys enjoy this video, if you've got any other questions, leave it down in the comments below. Like I say, Scum is going through a lot of changes. More things will change in the future. But I will try and guide you guys to your own ideas, to your own tactics. Yes, you can do the rust squares around the, around the triangles. You can put the squares around for more layers. But at the end of the day, always remember, what your focus is. My focus is having fun, but there's various ways to protect your loot. Just remember, upgrades are important. Brick is the best. More isn't always best. Okay, more layers isn't always best. Any base can get raided. The more effort you put into defending your base, the more it will frustrate you when you get raided. So you have to balance that as well. You can make it difficult, but you can never make it impossible. So don't work yourself to death trying to make it impossible. Have a wonderful day. Keep surviving. See you guys in lesson 7. Cheers.